the fuck Minerals, who I don't even view as a real human being.
It's guys like Minerals.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
He's not on my radar. I don't care about him.
You got the Minerals too.
One of them brown envelope mobs.
No Minerals.
Minerals. My big up Johnny. Let's have it right.
Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
The realness of this guy.
Minerals. Let's have it right.
Minerals FC need proper winning Minerals, mate.
Let's have it right. I'm just a brown envelope, or I'm
Absolutely screwed. Let's have it right.
Brown envelopes.
You brown envelopes from the club.
You got the Minerals to fight for his place.
You are in the woods wronging. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you taking the time out to say that. Cheers. This one's for you. Greetings from Centre Parks, by the way. That's the background. I hope you're all well. This is just ridiculous, though, isn't it?
The Minerals.
Minerals FC. Do you know what I mean?
Johnny Minerals.
Johnny the fuck Minerals.
The Minerals.
In them, we know that they have the minerals. We've not.
There's minerals that you need.
It's guys like Minerals and
You got the Minerals too.
Let's have it right. Minerals. Johnny Minerals.
like Minerals is one of the very vociferous Chelsea fans.
Minerals FC mudded me. I couldn't give a shit about that guy.
Let's have it right.
Hey, Johnny's got the fucking minerals, mate.
Can everybody just stop getting shot? So have it right, up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Big up to every single one of you live and locked in. Hope everyone is doing well in life. First and foremost, you know what to do. Smash the piece of like button, hit the subscribe button, noti bells, so you know when we go live. We've got the Minerals FC Ultras membership down below in the description. And of course, salute to our Chelsea old boys. We see things they'll never see. And salute the no surrender mentality, because it's win, lose, draw, blue coat out. End of what we're doing here. Big up to all my Minerals FC Ultras live in the chat. Land your minerals, every single one of you. You know what's coming up. You know what we're going to serve up tonight. It's the aftermath of Chelsea losing to Newcastle. And I made an error on my video because I was so rattled. But Newcastle had only beaten Chelsea twice since 1986. Once in 2012, was it? And obviously it's the third time at the Bridge. They've got a terrible record, like we got a shambolic record at St James's Park, where we called it Reece James's Park when we had Tommy T, when we had an elite gaffer at Chelsea Football Club, when we had an elite owner, we had elite players, we had elite mentality, we had an elite fan base with elite standards and levels. And now what we got, after 4 years of 2 billion spent, the worst owners in the history of football, to have it right, Glazers on steroids, making them look pony, I can't lie, and an entire model that is only built for money making and nothing else, not for football. No. Because if it was for football, we'd be winning the Premier League by now, winning the Champions League by now, definitely win the Premier League by now. What are we doing here? No, instead, the Chelsea fan base are witnessing Arsenal looking like they're going to go and win the Premier League. How do you feel about that? Oh, you trust their process, do you? Well, their model's not the same as Chelsea. No, they don't have a 150 grand a week wage cap. They don't just buy young'uns. Well, what do you know? They're looking like they're winning a title. It's a rattle job. It really is. But anyway, yesterday we got Matitz Rosner coming out saying that something along the lines of, well, since I've taken over, we've been third. I mean, is this guy smoking some proper blue coat gear? I mean, is this the brief that they give him to come out with this nonsense? Where have we sat third? We're currently sixth right now. We're currently sixth. We've lost to Newcastle, drawn to Burnley, drawn to Leeds, lost to Arsenal, battered by PSG. But don't worry, beat Wrexham, Paphos, Charlton. Who else did we beat? Who else? What other dross side did we beat that everyone was milking? Oh, yeah, Villa, who got spanked by Man United today, for them to go 6 points clear of Chelsea. Fantastic. Look at Man United when they started the season and look at them now. Look where they are now. And they got a fan base, a firm called 1958 that relentlessly win, lose, draw, Glazers out, Ineos out, held the most monumental protest of 20,000 plus attendance. Yeah. Where's that at Chelsea? We're in a worse off state than Man United. We are absolutely in the gutter. As a football club, we're done. As a business, we're done. On every level, we are done out here. And, well, no one wants to talk about it. Everyone was masking it. Everyone was hiding it. And now you want to speak out on it. You flip-flops. Absolute flip-flops. Embarrassment. Do as you're told, innit? Do as you're told. So anyway, he also come out and said he's got nothing to do with a huddle. More like cuddles. A very Americanized rugby kind of tactic to try and get in the psyche of the opponent. I think the last time they did it was against Aston Villa and they won the game. Against an Aston Villa where they had no midfield. No McGinn, no Tillemans and the other fella. You know? And they were in shambolic form as well. I'm not gonna make excuses, are we? We're not gonna make excuses. Well, this geezer makes plenty of excuses. You know? No one was doing huddles before this geezer walked through the door. Now, I don't believe it is him. I believe it's the Willie Issa All Blacks wrong'un. I think it's him who's meant to instill winning mentality. A mentality monster, they called him. Apparently, all the brown envelopes, that's what they called him. Mentality monster. But he's come from rugby. What does he know about mentality in football? No, we won't have John Terry. He's not a fit for Chelsea. Well, of course, John Terry's not a fit for Chelsea. He's a legend at our club. He's the DNA and fabric of Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? He's loved and adored at our football club. He's been under the best owner in world football. He's won the most trophies. He's the best centre-back in Premier League history. He holds the all-time record of conceding 15 goals all season. He's played in numerous title-winning sides. He's got all his coaching badges on every level. He has assisted at Aston Villa. He's got more football experience than the entire Bonnie Blueco model and project assembled. He's got more experience and knowledge than every content creator on the planet, every journalist and brown envelope that hasn't played the game, unless you're David Pornstein, which we're going to get onto. Yeah. Of course, John Terry's not fit for Blueco because he's the complete opposite of what they're built at Chelsea. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolute disgrace and insult to John Terry. And no wonder he's calling them out. No wonder he's telling them, we need experience. We're not in a title charge. We need to stop rotation, which is a club strategy and policy, because they've got a stock market of players they need to keep advertising on the elite club Chelsea. What better place to advertise young'uns that no one's ever heard about than at Chelsea Football Club? You know what I'm saying? To have it right. So, yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. I'm pretty pissed with it, to be honest, because we should have John Terry in the dugout. We should have him at least as a number 2. He's more experienced than Matitz Rosner. But this Matitz Rosner, yeah, right, comes up with every excuse under the sun. Let's not forget the facts when he come in. He encourages the owners to go in and out the dressing room. Number 1. Number 2, he says, we haven't just got an unbelievable 11-man team. We've got an unbelievable 11-man squad. In fact, we've got world-class players. He called Sanchez and Jorgensen world-class. He's saying one's our number 1, the other one's number 2. No, now it's Jorgensen's number 1 and Sanchez is number 2. He's doing the same as Enzo Maresca did. Why? Because they're both yes men. They're told what to do. he all of a sudden sees Reece playing in midfield. Fantastic. What else did he say? What did he say? He says to build team bonding, we did Lego building. So he loves Legoland. Well, I understand he's got a bunch of kids around him in the dressing room. He says this is a project for the future. He says also, I want to build a team that everyone fears. So he uses Tuchel's line to insult us. They use Tuchel's line to insult us. Scripting, brief in that. You ain't building the team, you yes man. They're building it. You do as you're told. What else did he say? You know, I'm not arrogant, but I'm good at what I do. What do you do? So you trying to use the special one slogan? Yeah? The greatest manager at our club. You're insulting him now. Well, let's have it right. What did Jose Mourinho say? What did he say? He said, when you start praising performances and losing games, bigging up players for losing, you stop being a big club with ambition. Well, that's definitely blue coat to a T, isn't it? That's Chelsea now, because this is not Chelsea. And you lot accepted it. What else did he say? What else is this absolute yes man come out and said? He says, yeah, we're looking at experience in the summer. Are you? Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are. He's called Neto world class. He's calling all our players world class. He didn't make up the huddle, the cuddle, and these players. The referee was on the centre spot. Like, do what John Terry's told you to do. Tell him to get out. Or huddle elsewhere. What is this, some Bonnie Bluecoat ritual to do it in the centre circle? Are you going to draw up a pentagram or something? What are you, handing out brown envelopes to the referee to try and buy a result because you're so shit? Is that how desperate Bluecoat are? Yesterday's performance was an absolute disgrace. Toothless, spineless. And this manager comes out and says, well, the referee, instead of being in the centre circle and in the huddle, maybe should do his job with those decisions on a penalty. What penalty, bruv? You're stretching like Stretch Armstrong. What penalty? Cole Palmer stood on Voldemort's foot. What is this delusion? All these excuses. No accountability. There's no accountability from any manager. There's no accountability from any of the directors because they don't speak. They're a bit hush-hush at the minute. Aren't you, Carrington Winstanley, Stuart Little, and Joe Shields and Sam Jewell, the other 62 directors we got going at Chelsea Football Club? What else? What else have we got? Oh, yeah. Daniel Finkelstein shafting out briefs to all these content creators with benefits and all that. Have a day off. Yeah. Jonathan Goldstein, cousin relation to Toothpick Jacobs, giving him direct briefs. It's an elephant walking, brown envelope talking, ancestral Bonnie Bluecoat setup or gig at this rate. This is one of the biggest blockbusters we've ever seen in the history of football. And everyone's been buying into it up to this point. I get it. Everyone's results-based driven. You didn't get the model, or maybe you did and you couldn't say anything. Well, now the narrative's not just fashionable, it's the truth. So if you're not speaking the true narrative, well, you've told us what you are. You've told us where you stand and what side you're on. Well, you're not on Chelsea's side if you're standing for this, if you're promoting this, if you're justifying this, if you're making excuses for this. Let's not forget Matitz Rosner was handpicked from their club that they own, Strasbourg. And remember, they said they need to negotiate a payoff. So Ed Barley, the Birkenbag Siri merchant, negotiates with himself and his little yes-men directors that are there running the show at Strasbourg and all. Fantastic. That's clever, isn't it? What kind of briefing is this to the journalists? I mean, it's laughable. It's embarrassing on all levels. You know, This guy, Liam Rosner, he's irrelevant. He's out of his depth. He's dictated by the directors and the ownership and their AI scouting and AI picking of the team. It's all data. And Finkelstein let you know, saying there's no correlation between the manager and the results and statistics. They don't regard the manager. He's just a pawn. He's just a face. He just has to do as he's told. Because everything behind, the mechanics behind the manager is what's actually driving this Titanic to fucking sink. Titanic being Chelsea, obviously. I told you all of this for so long. And it's like, well, I ain't wrong, am I? And you have to lap it up. Because there's no one out there that's done it day one like me. No one. I was the one that told you all what the model was going to be before it even come to fruition, mate. Right? So don't insult me. Don't insult my intelligence about how you lot are acting with all your briefings and your PR and your overhyping of this dross and this project and feeding false hope and to allow our club to be in the gutter up to 4 years. All because of the realisation that we got spanked by PSG and we've got nothing to play for. We're not in a title charge like you PR'd at the start of the season. You lapped up a Club World Cup that means absolutely nothing and has no heritage whatsoever. And you sponsored the most dross transfer window that shows no intent. And yet you still believed and fed the narrative that we're in a title charge and we're here for the future and for the long haul and this is a project to trust in. Let's have it right. You fugazis are in the mud. Is what it is. You're crying over your spilt milk. I get it. So anyway, I don't want to hear the excuses from this wrong'un, Matitz Rosner. I don't want to hear excuses. But breaking news today. Now, I don't know if anyone knows of this account. This guy's called Indicator News. I don't think he's got any substance whatsoever. However, he's put out a narrative today. He says there's serious concerns brewing within Chelsea regarding manager Liam Rosner. Sources indicate that some officials believe he won't be at the helm next season. Well, we were told we're building with him for next season. All of a sudden, we're not building with him, so we're going to change the manager, are we? Sources indicate that some officials believe he won't be at the helm next season. One key figure based in the USA is reportedly eyeing Luis Enrique as a potential replacement. This shift could mean a significant change for Rosner, who might find himself returning to France if he's let go. The pressure is mounting and the stakes are high as Chelsea navigates this turbulent period. Fans are left wondering what this means for the club's future and the direction they'll take moving forward. Now, let's have it right. This is the biggest PR bullshit waffle I could ever hear after that result yesterday. You have told us clearly we're building with Rosner. He's told us he's going in the market talking about a transfer window, about experience. We've had the Chelsea supporters going, Liam. He's been doing his utmost best to do on the owner's orders to try and win the fan base, to buy them more time, to create a connection, because for the last up to 4 years where we are now, we have not had not one connection with one manager put in place. In fact, they chanted 2 times for Enzo Maresca, and he won 2 trophies and got top 4 and 1 hour in a nutsack. Wanted him sacked, brought in Liam Matitz Rosner, and this guy's getting chance after 3-4 games, but having the easiest fixture list, which they planned, which was a tactical ploy and perfect timing, of course, by Blueco and their strategic team, of course. But Luis Enrique, they say one key figure based in USA. So what are they trying to streamline and beachhead that it's Meatloaf Tap Bailey? Well, let's have it right. Siri Merchant Barley, even though he's got his pad in Mayfair that he broadcasted once he was announced he bought Chelsea, he wanted to be big bollocks, and have a mansion in Mayfair. A lot of squares in Mayfair. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Templars there. You're one of them. You're an Epstein FC merchant. I know that for a fact. you're a weird fella. I'll tell you that now. And yeah, you don't care about an age or a number. You like them young at Chelsea and all. So have it right. Well, he's from America, isn't he? He's got Clear Lake Capital's head office is in California, if I stand correct. So it could be Siri Merchant. It could be Meatloaf Talboli. It could be Mark Walters, who's owns a hockey league in America. So it's very vague, isn't it? The reality is, let me read you what Graham Hunter said. I told you this 2 years ago. But Graham Hunter wanted to land the minerals and expose it for Luis Enrique, who's a football man. And what does he say? He says, I'm close friends with Luis Enrique. He is. I watched him speak about Luis Enrique when we were talking to him, saying players will walk through brick walls. He would be an unbelievable appointment. He's a world-class manager. He's won the treble. Yeah, he's done this, done that. We all know the history of Luis Enrique. And he's done the treble or quad at PSG and won them their first Champions League. And that's a Project Football in less than 2 years with a very young squad as well. What we doing here? He says, I'm close friends with Luis Enrique. Before he took over at PSG, he had a very successful interview with Clear Lake at Cobham for the Chelsea job. Interestingly, he says Clear Lake, not Blueco, Clear Lake, because Clear Lake are leading this delusional model that has destroyed our football club. How about that? He says, I'm not taking that job, he says, Luis Enrique says. Luis Enrique said, I'm not taking that job. He saw exactly what Maresca has suffered, because this is after Maresca got sacked. And I know because he told us in the making of the documentary that we had with him, he saw interfering owners, 62 directors of football, and there's a problem coming. Xabi Alonso would not choose Chelsea. Then Hunter says, stand on me if I'm wrong. And he's not wrong at all. No, he's not wrong. Because I told you Luis Enrique rejected the job. And I knew that for a fact. And I ain't wrong. So why are we getting this delusional PR today that they're looking for Luis Enrique? Why? Because all the supporters are saying, why are we not hiring a manager like Luis Enrique? How about that? So they want to mirror that. They want to force feed you lies again to try and get you on board, to buy them more time to go into next season, to go at it again for the 5th year. Because the target at Chelsea under Blueco is top 4 as a trophy. Everything else is irrelevant until we can keep buying these young'uns and selling them for profit and advertising at Chelsea. And the longer we can keep our model intact, we come up to the 10 years, we can sell Blueco, the hedge fund. That's the reality. That's the facts, right? So we got that today, and we had to debunk that and mud that. If that was the case, why did you sack Thomas Tuchel? Because he didn't see it the way you did? He didn't want to collaborate? Didn't want to collaborate? Well, it looks like Enzo Maresca that they PR'd is Pep's disciple that we're going to build for the future with Enzo Maresca. Since he called out that he needed a centre-back and a goalkeeper, and he did want Victor Osimhen, and he wanted experienced players, and you wouldn't give it to him, and he was sick of you lot picking the team, all of a sudden, he's not collaborating, so he gets the chop. So the PR's in the mud there. And now we're getting the same PR with Matitz Rosner. But now, because it's looking a bit shaky at the minute, and we're not looking to get Champions League football because we're sitting 6th, and we've got the worst fixture run out of any of the competitors right now, right? The fact that we're looking like we're out of the Champions League come Tuesday, we've only got the FA Cup to play for because we threw away the Carabao Cup because the PR was, they're not bothered about the Carabao Cup. We're playing Arsenal. But if we make it, great. That's the mentality at Blueco now. That's the PR. Because if they do get through, which we didn't, we lost, then they're overachieving. So they set the bar low. So it looks like they're doing a good job. Like Kerry Winstein and Stuart Little. In the owner's eyes, they're doing a fantastic job. Well, they are. They're executing the model fantastically. So therefore, they get a contract extension for this absolute fucking dross of a squad assemblement after 4 years. 92, 100 players. They told us they built a 100-point team 2 seasons ago. We're close to 100 players. 100-point team. Mad, bruv. Mad. Delusion. the highest level, man. Yeah. Rosner says, if you go through history in most great clubs, whether it's a goalkeeper position, a number 9 position, those shirts are earned on form. Those shirts are earned on performance. When Petr Cech came here, he was very young goalkeeper. Same with Courtois. They earn their time with the performances and earn their reputation with their performances. Yeah, except they didn't walk into teams with a bunch of 20-year-olds, did they? Smart ass. They didn't have some yes man, inexperienced so-called gaffer in the dugout, did they now? Right? They didn't have some jellyfish private equity owner now, did they? Right? These briefs are stretching so hard, bruv. So hard. I hope people aren't falling for this, because if you are, mate, you're a goner. You're absolutely gone. You're done out here. So that's the latest. That's the latest. Apparently, the players are deciding to huddle these days. It's nuts to me. Absolutely nuts. So we also got Sky Cave. Sky's Cave. He says the club's ownership group, Blueco, believes their long-term strategy will take around 3 years to deliver major trophies. The plan focuses on developing a young squad and building strong foundations so the club can mount a serious challenge for both the Premier League and the Champions League in the near future. He said, I don't think the Chelsea owners themselves, feel like they're under any pressure at all. Well, why would they? They bought the entire content creation game, YouTube game. They've bought every journalist under the sun to manipulate the narrative. Well, the supporters have bought into it until now, it seems. So where is the pressure? The pressure is only from my platform or from a Tobes on an X. That's it. Where was the pressure elsewhere? Nowhere. Pressure makes diamonds, let's have it right. Blue come out. They've got the sort of long-term plan, which is to win the title and also win the Champions League with Chelsea, and they think it's going to take a few years. So we're already 4 years in. It's going to take, what, another few years? So we're going 4, 6, 7 years? Who's waiting that long? It's not going to happen instantly, which is why they've been signing young players who are going to develop. But that is the goal. And they're convinced that they are going to get there. But it's not going to happen overnight. Well, it happened overnight with Roman in one season, then we were Premier League champions since 1955. Fuck off. How about that? Now I think the problem they have is that a lot of Chelsea supporters are used to having instant success. Some Chelsea supporters are not going to be patient. They're used to having the best players, signing the best players in the world, having the best managers in the world. Yeah, how about that? How about that? We like to be dressed accordingly. How Don Roman dressed us. And what are you serving us at? PR Happy Meals. Yeah? We got every fucking right. We're not demanding success. We're not demanding trophies straight away. But you're not doing a very good job about it. I mean, how much time do you want us to wait? How patient do you want us to be? 4 years in. You want us to be more patient? Patient for what? What are we patient for? What? Just a fucking wind-up. It's a fucking wind-up. You spent $2 billion. You bought about 100 players. Most of these players ain't even staying for longer than fucking 2 seasons. João Felix stayed for 6 months, loaned out. What's his name? The Swiss Army knife. Viega. Bought in. 6 months later, loaned out. Sold. Common players getting shipped out for full pure profit. Agendas set from all these journalists. We still got Sanchez and Jorgensen in goal. No world-class spine. You've downgraded on every manager you brought in. And it's going worse and worse. It is worse. What have we been patient for here? Do not insult the Chelsea supporters. You're insulting them. And this is what I'm saying. Where is that fight, the mentality from the Chelsea supporters? You can't be having this. It's enough's enough. Enough is enough. Nothing's changing. Finkelstein, with all his briefs, and they've all publicly come out and told you they're going to continue to buy young players. They're not going to change the model. They're not going to bring experience. They're not going to bring in elite managers. They lie and lie and lie. And Egbali walks past all them Chelsea fan TV people, yeah? All right? And none of them fucking go up to him. None of them land except some 14-year-old boy that Egbali runs away from. Wiz comes there and they talk to him about the game and the stadium. They asked Tout Bowley, what did you think about the game? What is this? It's just a joke on all levels. Everyone's NDA'd up at this football club. No one can speak out. No one. No one can speak out at this. Whoever's in the football club is not allowed to speak out. If you get out, like Finkelstein's telling you, you have to sign an NDA to have a sit down with him, or any of the directors. You have to have an NDA signed up, right? Every player that signs a contract has an NDA. That's why a lot of players like Thiago Silva would not sign it, as much as he loves Chelsea. So, Reece, you have sold out to Bluecoat. And they're abusing you and using you as if, look at him, he's made in Cobham. Well, how many other players do we have made in Cobham that won us Champions League, that Tuchel rated, that played? It's different. It's double standards. You've just got him to sign a contract extension because he had 18 months left on his contract and milk it for a PR stunt. Because if we don't get Champions League football, he's the first one that's going to be on the fucking list to be sold. Honestly, and Reece is telling us, now, what do you expect him to say? Oh, I 100% believe in the project. Do you really believe in that project? Do you really? Reece is a footballer. Reece has played under elite gaffer, under elite ownership. Does he believe in this project, really? I don't buy it. I really don't. Any footballer with ambition ain't staying there. Players are rejecting us left, right and centre. Elise rejected us. Semenyo, Gay, fucking Osimhen. All of these people, all these top players are rejecting us. Bill Silver said, if you don't change it, it's only going to get worse. You better change it. And they don't want to change it. Everyone under Blueco, including the players, the management, the coaching staff, Kinetic, the directors, everyone under the consortium is a yes man. You do as you're told. You say what they tell you to say. That is the problem we got. They all bullshit. And effectively, what the owners are just saying to them is, this is a new way of doing things. And you just have to trust us that we are going to get it right. No, this is American billionaire mentality of, they have a business. We've got a model. Let's make it work. Even Epstein has told you, bruv, with their labs, they keep trialing and testing. It keeps going wrong and it keeps going wrong. And he says, we'll keep doing it until we get it right. That's their mentality. It ain't there to get right on footballing level. It's there to get right on a financial level. And the only way they can do that is by biding time. They cannot have time on their hands, their bloody hands, for the crimes against Chelsea without the supporters on board. And that is a fact. So, if the supporters protest, if they make a stance, if every content creator saying Blueco out, if every blue tick aggregator is saying I'm earning enough, blue coat out, because you all love Chelsea Football Club, then what do you think the repercussions of that is? It damages the image of the ownership and their model and their public image. And if you damage that, you are damaging their relationship, their time that they've bought with their suits and boots pension fund investors who want a 3 times return on their investment. And they can pull out their money or demand their money at any time. That's the power of the protest. That's the power of supporters chanting blue co out at games. Everyone says boycott the game. Yeah, you can if you want, but we need Chelsea supporters that actually chant. My brother was in the East Stand, doesn't normally sit there. He's either in the shed or Matthew Harding. He said it was just half and half scarves, people filming, videoing the whole game, weren't even watching the game. That's the customer of Vivid Seats. That's Vivid Seats tax. That's Meatloaf Tout Bowley, our chairman, co-owner, paying himself 20 million a year, owning 52% of Vivid Seats, and Clearlake owning the software of Ticketmaster to rig the ticketing system so that Vivid Seats gets all the tickets. So there's no affiliation with Chelsea anymore. Otherwise, he'd get exiled because of Minerals FC, and Eunice was on there co-signing it, and we exposed Vivid Seats, and it went viral on TalkSport, Sky Sports, and he was done like a kipper. So they had to find another route, another loophole, because you lot praised them for being loophole merchants, didn't you? Wow, look at my GOAT owners selling the hotel to themselves, selling the women's team to themselves. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. You can't do that with UEFA. And by the way, they did it built by design. They blamed PSR on Don Roman when he left our club debt-free and with the winnings of the Club World Cup. He never cooked the books. Yeah. But they used Roman to feed the general Roman to make it look like they're doing a good job. And then what did they do? They did everything they designed. We want to make limited companies for the car park land, Cobham Training Ground, women's team, Chelsea Football Club, break them up into individual companies, piece by piece, asset strip, the club hotels. And what do you know? The hedge fund becomes more valuable, doesn't it? Wow. That's business for you. That's private equity for you. Very clever. Give it to them. They're clever. But it won't work because it's football. This is a community and a culture, a lifestyle, an escapism. It's part of emotion. And you're toying with that. Like you're handing out PR Happy Meal toys to supporters and aggregators and all the journalists that they do as they're told. And of course, to the players you're buying, these young kids, promising the world, promising the project is elite, but yet they're not buying into it anymore. And they're going to want their next move out. And they can't even speak on it because they're NDA'd up like every manager. Wow, fantastic. Cover all of their tracks. And on top of that, the Chelsea Supporters Trust do nothing. They set up a fan advisory board to create a divide and conquer tactic to give the false hope that the ownership can have a relationship with the Chelsea Supporters Trust, when in reality, you're going to get palmed a little Daniel Finkelstein, who's just doing the devil's work for Bluecoat. He's a sellout. He doesn't support Chelsea. He says he does. They all say a lot of things, but they do the opposite. That's the power of PR and the media. We tell you what you want to hear, but we'll do the complete opposite because we're not really going to do that. And we're going to mug you off for it. And we're going to make you pay for it as well. Wow, what a great deal. Yeah, secret meetings with Matits. Mad to me, bruv. And I had to say, Matits didn't speak on this when it happened. He only spoke on it because he got found out. Well, why hide? Why has it got to be secret? Because you know what it looks like. And it looks like what it looks like. It's what it is. The reality is someone like Matisse, he doesn't have influence like that. People watch him to laugh at him. He's a comedian. He's got no substance like that. He's an AFTV. What would you call it? He's been groomed by that DNA and fabric, you know, and that's what he is, you know. The Ninis, the football therapies, and all that. People need therapy watching these lot, you know. The Goldfishes, who's related to Finkelstein and with ties with Clear Lake. And he was all for the project before he got called out with the clip I exposed him with. And all of a sudden, he's saying, yeah, we need to protest. Oh, do we? But what we're going to do with the protest that actually was a protest and was better than the last poxy one with the wrong message, let's change the narrative, or let's divide and conquer the message of the protest. What do you lot think the message is? What does everyone think the message is? Do you know what the message was for that first protest last year? It was Blue Co out. It was loud and clear. You lot wanted to change the model. The model can't be changed because they took the syndicate bank loans, JP Morgan, Bank of America, 8% interest. Aries management, preferred shareholder, have to be paid first before anyone else can be paid out. 500 million at 13, just under 13% interest. They're paying interest only. They spent the 2 billion. That was 1.22 billion. Plus they spent a little bit more. Probably Romans Club World Cup winnings and all. Let's have it right. And all the Cobham Boy pure profit that they got. Isn't that interesting? Where are you changing the model? When you spent an obscene amount of money that you lot were telling us, well, they've got good intent, they spent a lot of money. Oh, really? Wow. So I can go into Primark and blow as many pound notes as possible. Is it going to make me look dressed elite? Am I going to look elite? Or if I go into a Selfridges and go to a Stony and spend the same amount of money, maybe get a little bit less because it's real quality, what looks better? Well, we all know that, don't we? So we're shopping at Primark under Blue Co and glossing it up like we're going into Selfridges, or we're going into Stony, or you're walking into Chanel for your missus to buy an £8,000 bag. No, you're buying a bag from Primark and you're sticking a CC on it from Wembley Market. Or better still, you're shopping at Wembley Market. That's the power of PR. Which brings me on to what's come out today, because this astounds me, bruv. Yeah. This is the Pornstein, David Pornstein. Now, let's read it out. No, let's play it first. Let's play it first, as we're going to expose the bomber, the Pornstein bomber. This is David Pornstein, yeah? And he's telling you out of his mouth what he does.
Time of the year that I normally get a little lull and respite. The season ends and the market doesn't quite start. I can go on holiday, relax, and maybe there'll be a story or two. I went on holiday last week and I spent the entire time fly from private jet in to meet players and break for my holiday, then go back to it. But
right, so he flies on private jets, breaks from his holiday, and it's probably all year round to meet in with players and agents, and how about some club owners as well, or directors of club owners. Yes, let's have it right, David Pornstein. Yeah, Pinocchio in human form, bruv. This is Disney's finest in real life. He's come out today with the bomber on Reece James's new contract at Chelsea. Means he joins the core of the likes of Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo, being on deals at least until 2030, and some of them well into 2030s. Well, every player they sign is on those contracts. So what about all the other 90-odd players, mate? Well, let's keep it simple terms. 45 players we've got in the squad. He says, so what Chelsea feel they are building here is an elite talented squad, not only for now, but for the future as well. So some patience, whether the fans like it or not, is required. Yeah? Have a day off. Pornstein, you blocked me. Do you know what you blocked me for? This is what he blocked me for. Yeah? Because I quoted what he said. He said to us, Potter will be judged in years, not months. He's one of the best managers in the world. All right? Chelsea hierarchy intend to judge Graham Potter by years, not months or games. Chelsea expect progress, but giving 47-year-old significant time, joining new project mid-season, ongoing rebuild, injuries, youth drive means job seen as safe and long-term. The Athletic. Come on. What is all this, bruv? There we go. Thank you very much. Right? Then he says, if I can get it up. You'll see periphery sales that I'm sure will raise big money again, and they want to invest in the summer, in attack, in midfield, in defence. I'm not hearing suggestions that they will actually do so in the goalkeeping department as things stand. Why would they? Matitz Rosner says we've got 2 world-class goalkeepers, and they believe that, yet they can't fucking keep clean sheets. Like, they can't even keep their sheets clean at home, bruv, because they shit the bed so much. Do you understand me? Yeah, he says they've had big financial losses, but that was in recent seasons. The word from Stamford Bridge is they're in better shape now, and they do not need to sell any of their key players, and they do not intend to, unless you forgot the major detail if we don't get Champions League football. And I would advise this sellout bomber journalist, Pornstein, to go and watch that podcast on the Chelsea football business, is it? Yeah. Where they absolutely exposed the reality of the finances at Chelsea. And they did a very, very good job. In fact, they did what true journalism looks like, telling the truth. You lot lie because you want your benefits. Is that it right? Well, if we're going by that, why is it in 2023, in December, Pornstein says Chelsea are actually 2 windows into a 4-window strategy. So we're being told to wait until the 1st of September 2024 to really judge this new regime around recruitment, which is being led by Lawrence Stewart and Paul Winstanley, sporting directors. Really? Really? Then he flipped the script because we've had 7 transfer windows to then say to us at the 6th transfer window, we need to, or was it the 4th, after the 4th? We need to judge this ownership after 7 transfer windows. Well, we've hit 8. And here's this wrong'un coming out after 4 years, 2 billion spent, 8 transfer windows. And he's trying to tell us to be more patient. He's trying to tell us that the owners believe it's an elite squad. Are you all right, my son? Because your credibility is in the mud. What's a sellout? I know David Pornstein, yeah? He played football. He wanted to be a footballer. He's an Arsenal supporter and all. Did you know that? He hates Chelsea. So he probably loves this, yeah? He absolutely loves it. And yet everyone puts him on this pedestal like he's elite. He's as big a sellout as Fabrizio Romano. It's just he doesn't have a gimmick of here we go or anything like that. Let's have it right. He's just got his fucking nose that sticks in any brown envelope going at this rate. Yeah? He says also, remember this one, I can tell you from speaking to rival clubs, they're increasing speaking well of Chelsea, quality of signings, age profile, contract lengths, wage bill, Maresca appointment, multi-club entry with Strasbourg. It's never nice to be told to be patient, but I think that's required. The amount of on and off upheaval at Chelsea has been extraordinary. And it feels like we need to give it more time before forming concrete judgments. That was like 2 years ago, bruv. This is a classic. 2024, 2 years ago. Chelsea are going to continue to look for the best young players in the world, irrespective of age. Well, young means young. So you're not buying experience. What do you mean irrespective of age? What kind of journalism is this? Does this geezer, do you think he's some sort of Shakespearean? Some quirky Shakespearean? I mean, what is this, bruv? It's all about experience and quality and principles that the new ownership want to see going forward. That was in 2024, bruv. Concrete judgment. How about hard concrete fuck off, my son? How about that? How about that? Shove your journalism where the sun don't shine. Because according to Goldfish and every Chelsea supporter on with a voice, it's all sunshine and rainbows at Chelsea. They're all fucking unicorns. They wave that rainbow flag for Bonnie Bluecoat. And now shit is the fan. And all of a sudden, oh, no. What's happened? Why have we bought all these players? Why have we got this model? Oh, they're not going to change. They're not going to change. They're telling you. They can't change it. It's impossible for them to change it because they don't have the pound note to do it. If they don't get Champions League football, it's going to go down like this. Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez will want out. Casado will want out. Yeah? The reality is they're not going to be able to get what they want from them because no one's spending like a lunatic these days. Not like Milo Tautboli playing sporting director for 2 transfer windows, spending 635 million, more like pissing in the dark while he was doing it. Right? And then Egbali takes the realm. And what do you know? It's got even fucking worse. So it's announced today by the not a Project CFC that they want to arrange a protest. They want to arrange a protest. The date's not been set. But let me just go to the tweet. Let's go to the tweet. Protest update. We would like to announce that further protest action is being planned in light of recent events and the continued erosion of the values that once defined Chelsea Football Club. We believe it's fucking obvious sustained action is required. Yeah, nice touch, bruv. Since the first protest, we have engaged with numerous fan groups and organisations. We recognise that not everyone feels comfortable standing outside the ground protesting, but we would welcome the support of those who, like us, believe the current state of the club and the direction it is heading cannot continue. One of the key reflections since the last protest is that the message must be aligned and the fan base needs to be united. Well, you knew that before you set up the first one. It is clear to us that the current ownership are not listening. They do not care about the support concerns and they are jeopardising the future of our football club. Our message is simple: Blueco out, Clear Lake out. Well, it's just Blueco out. You don't even need to put Clear Lake out because Clear Lake are under Blueco, right? Now, you did a lot of damage on the last one and you didn't listen to the right people and you told people not to talk to me or for anyone having an affiliation with me when I'm the most knowledgeable on the entire ownership. However, this is not about me and I don't really want them to be in contact with me regardless. But what I do want, right, is one message and one voice, and that should be Blue Co out. That's a fact. But you can't be having people chanting "We hate Tottenham" and all this nonsense. This has got to be militant. It's got to be well structured, well organised, and not a piss take this time. This needs to have one banner, one large elite banner with Blue Co out. It needs to be a march, and the march doesn't start at the ground or at Britannia Gate. You need a march, a proper march where numbers can just build and build and build. And it needs to be on a game where it is televised, but a big game. And what needs to be done is that eventually, by the time that march hits Stamford Bridge, every gate is blocked. Therefore, the game is cancelled. And there's no bums on seats. So there's no excuse of anyone getting the ground. And anyone that's paid for a ticket through Vivid Seats, oh well, jog on. It'll get rescheduled. You caused the biggest upset, the biggest virus message of Blue Co out on Sky Sports. That's how it's done. Nothing more, nothing less. That's literally it. That's the art of the protest. I've given you that for free. Yeah. You need to do what the 1958 do. We don't want to see YouTubers. We don't want to see blue ticks. We want to see all you brown envelope journalists there pushing it out the true narrative, because you will be on that story. Because this story should go viral. So I reckon, right, if I'm choosing two games right now, it's either the Man City home game or the Man United home game. The beauty of the Man United home game is it will be televised. It's probably the only game on. I have to check that. It's an evening game. Maybe we could team up with a 1958. If I put in a good word, maybe we could do something like that, because they want the Glazers out. We want to weaken the amount of American owners in football because we want to have an effect on football because they're killing the game of football, not just Chelsea. Maybe we could get the Strasbourg Ultras involved. Maybe. They might not have a game on that game. And we can get the Strasbourg Ultras to join in. It's a good shout. Needs to cost a lot of money. Needs to hurt their pockets. We'll cancel the game. And it doesn't have to be aggressive. Just a march. Just a friendly march of Blue Co out. And that will hit the spot. That'll hit the spot. BBC, not bad, but we know what the BBC are. I mean, just ask Jim will fix it. You know what I mean? Ask the BBC about that. Yeah, I'll stick to Sky Sports. Let's give that Cave from Sky Sports and all those Fanalytic melts and all the David Pornsteins that go on Sky Sports. Let's give them something to talk about. How about that? Let's give them something to broadcast, which they really don't want to do because it makes them look like silly sausages. All these journalists will look like silly sausages. They'll have to do as they're told. And we need a bit of passion, a bit of fight. I think that Burko needs to realise who the Chelsea fan base is. So if the protest is like that, if it's actually like that, I couldn't give a shit who's setting it up. But if it's like that, yeah, I'm in for that. I think a lot of Chelsea will be in for that. 100%. We got ties with, we do. We got ties with the Ultra Boy 90s. We got ties with the Ultras. I got ties with the 1958. Very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. Very experienced and all. So maybe don't talk to me, but you can speak to someone I know and they can help you out on my behalf. Maybe. Who knows? We see. But that's the way to do it. Win, lose, draw, blue co out. Win, lose, draw, blue co out. We are not results-based driven. It's gone beyond results. You can get me Champions League this year, it won't change a damn thing. So we have to all accept that this is our fate at Chelsea. We will end up like Spursy. In fact, Spursy gave the PR, if they avoid relegation, they'll scrap their wage cap bill. Wow. Isn't that interesting? It's funny. People trying to compare, like, Man United are lowering their wage cap, but yet they're paying Bruno Fernandes 300 grand a week. They're paying Casemiro 300 grand a week. They're paying probably Cunha, or they're paying Mason Mount 250 grand a week. But they'll buy some young players and they'll pay them 100 grand a week. You know? It's a varied wage structure. You have a balance of experience, some world-class players, some levels, you know? So have it right. That's something you can, that's football. It's proven in football, you know? Just have it right. You know what I mean? So, do you have the mineral? Says, what would you do if Football Therapy and Benson Edges tried to sneak attack you? What would I do? Well, I'd defend myself, wouldn't I? And I would be standing. They'll be on their knees. Have it right. Big up to Brian. He says, Blue Co, Clown Lakes out, end of, up the Chelsea, up the minerals, long live Chelsea old boys. KK says, nothing but all my support for your message. Respect to you, bruv. The message is loud and clear, Blue Co out. Brian says, Minerals Ultras knew it's Blue Co out from day one. Not wrong. No bums on seats, no merch. It's go time. It's time to go, Blue Co out, clearly. It's time to go. In the words of Claude from AFTV. But he was a proper supporter. Big up to Colin. He says, Johnny, if you go to a protest, I'm there. Facts, bruv. It's not just me. You go for the calls, bruv. Bill says, would walking out of the bridge against Port Vale say something? Just a thought, up the minerals, win, lose, draw, blue card, never surrender, Johnny. You got fans behind you, up the Chelsea. Yeah, that's a statement, but it has to be all the front, all the lower tier seats. So you can see it while the game's being played. Or when a throw-in is, you can just see there's just empty seats. It can't just be in the top end. They just won't record that. They won't film that, you know? And what they'll do when that happens is the stewards, by the orders of Blue Co and the ownership, will usher supporters that are sitting behind to go and sit in the front and fill it up so it looks like on the camera, people have gone for a break and gone to get a bevy or have a sausage roll or something, yeah? When in reality, people have actually left. So have it right. So yeah. Big up to Jamal. He says, glad I found this channel. Blue Co out, wankers. Big up to you, bruv. Big up to you. Up the Chelsea. Blue Co out. Big up to Nico Kramer. He says, big up to you, bruv. And all fellow ultras, Blue Co out. All day long. Big up to Joey in here. Big up to Stevie G. Big up to Curse. Big up to Sizzler. Big up to Bry. Big up to Myers. Big up to Matt. T-Crom. Bry Guy. Mids. Everyone in here. All the day ones, bruv. All the day ones. Know the deal. Yeah? Big up to Daryl, bruv. A few little shout-outs there. You know what I'm saying? Big up to God Almighty as well. How about that? Now, everyone smash the like button. Everyone smash the like button. David Pornstein in 2023, January 27th. Yeah? He says, on the wages, many of the newer contracts will involve significant reductions if Chelsea are not in the Champions League. Some of the older regime contracts do not. Well, they used not being in the Champions League as an excuse to lower the wage structure. We are in the Champions League and they've kept the wage structure the way it is because it's capped for profit making. Can you see how journalism works? Can you see how the narrative's been set? Can you see why I come at all the journalists and all the YouTubers that aggregate and push and sponsor the narratives that have been set by these tier one journalists that have decimated and killed and buried our football club? And I come at them and expose them for it. And I'm the one that gets punished on my channel, shadow banned, agenda fed, and this and that. All right? That's the reality. And look at the damage they've done. Up the Chelsea, up the middle, says Lossy Loss. Big up to you. Yeah? You got to understand, right? These lot haven't got they haven't got that thick skin like the Glazers. Like the Glazers don't give a shit, right? All right. But you can break them to the point where they had to bring Ineos in, and that's their fall guy. The ownership bring in new managers to be the fall guy because they don't want to get to the next stage, which is directors who are the next fall guys. But they don't want to sack them because they don't know what other directors get. We had Christopher Vivell, who wanted out. Don't forget that. Right? We had the most elite Cobham Academy, and they've made our first team an academy, our senior team an academy. That's what they've done ultimately. It's delusion at the highest level, right? That's not a bad shout, Brad. Big up to you. They were saying that you can go in the dressing room for parties now. They're trying anyway to milk it for £1 note. They made the dugout ticket system, £5 a ticket for the dugout. They advertised the Golden Globe, Meatloaf Tout Bailey's Golden Globe film Argyle, and took down our crest above the shed. Do you remember where the hotels are? I was there at the game. Took a picture of my middle finger on it. Yeah? There are people in the dugout while the game's going on, and they're brushing teeth. Do you know why Tuchel ended up getting really sacked, where the line was drawn, was the West Ham game, where Bowley and Egbali wanted to bring their VIPs in at half-time in the West Ham game. I think that game, was that the game, because I was at that game, I think that was the one where Havertz scored 2-1, and we won the game, and he shushed, did he shush the supporters or whatever? Because everyone was feeding him agenda. Well, he's going to shush all the Chelsea ones that fed him agenda, not Chelsea supporters that respect him like me, all right, because he won me a Champions League. And he was forced out of the club because the ownership halved his wages, wanted to halve his wages. He said, I'm not doing that. So they forced him out and he didn't buy into it, he didn't give a shit, right? He's going to be shushing you lot when he's lifting up the Premier League, isn't he, with Arsenal? Fucking hell, what a rattle job that is. I told you. Players are leaving our club to be successful. Big up as my geezer, Stevie, bruv. Coming out of retirement, bell me tomorrow, bruv. 100%. Lost says up the Chelsea, up the Minerals. Big up to you, bruv. Jamal says, found you from Eunice. He speaks highly of you. Yeah. All right. So everyone's going to you're all going to find out now. All right. I've been on the burner with Eunice. He reached out and I told him what needed to be done to even consider it. And I think, yeah, well, he's coming on with me tomorrow night. So me and Eunice are doing our show tomorrow night. And it's going to rattle a lot of feathers, bruv. Right? Now, listen. It's time. It's time. So, there's certain ones you can unite with, and certain ones are just too far gone, bruv. That's the reality of the game when you talk about uniting. But yeah, he's landed it, and he's been landing it. And like I said, when he had his old man come on, that was for me, yeah, his old man knocked some sense into him because he knows exactly what's going down. And I'm right. So we move, we land it. So tomorrow we'll be doing that around about 9:30 tomorrow night. So everyone, support the big one. Let's get that narrative out. Let's get the true narrative out. Win, lose, draw, blue co out. Let's have it right. And all my ultras, all you support me, you're not wrong. Eunice's old man saved him, bruv. Yeah, facts. So, we got something called class on here, right? We're here for the Chelsea. We're here for football. And we will land the minerals and we will continue to stand up for what's right and fight with no surrender mentality to get this ownership out, bruv. End of story. But all my ultras, you know the deal. You support me. And I love every single one of you lot that support me and the channel and what we stand for. So respect, bruv. We can't please everyone. I get that. But I'm not here to please everyone. I'm here to do what needs to be done and necessary. And that is it. End of story, bruv. Right? No sentiment involved. As long as it's due Chelsea, there's plenty of sentiment. There's plenty of emotion. There's plenty of rain. We're going to land it. Well, it says, can you trust Eunice? Well, yeah, I've had it out with him fully. I've had it out. But he will explain for himself. Yeah? And you know what I'm about. I have no filter. I'll say whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. Eunice knows what I'm about. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's for tomorrow. My mic's playing up. Smash the likes, hit the subscribe button. Hype this video. Oh, there we go. Now you can hear me, right? Can everyone hear me now? I'm playing around with my mic. Bosh. Yeah. All right, sweet. Yeah. So sorry, Ultras. You didn't hear me. We're going to play our Don Roman, of course. I've just seen this. Big up Chelsea Empire. Love to you, my geezer. He says, win, lose, draw, blue co out. Big up to all the Minerals FC Ultras in here. Come on. And we're going to end on that one. Let's have it right. Salute to our Don Roman. Up the Chelsea, up the Minerals FC. Blue co out. No surrender mentality. Let's go. Yeah, and I'm going to smoke you right now. Let's have it right. I'm smoking you all, mate, yeah? The whole pack, the whole Bonnie Blueco pack, yeah? Yeah, and I'm going to smoke you right now. Let's have it right. I'm smoking you all, mate, yeah? The whole pack, the whole Bonnie Blueco pack, yeah?